I'm the Anime Hero, and I review anime so you can enjoy it. Now that the first week is over, it'll be easier to jump straight into the episode without having to provide any background info of the series. And now that my head is clear, I can say the first episode isn't too gentle for new fans, since it kind of expects you to know a few things. They do explain certain details, but I think the weakest introduction is Kasumi Kenshiro. New audiences currently have a surface level understanding of him, since the story is set on Lei Fei Yan and Erika. Just like the previous, this episode did rearrange some story events while also providing more insight on Guise's murder. We got a glimpse of a small fight with on-screen attack named Text, which is cool, and might be carried over from the Legends of the Dark King anime. There's differences in this scene from the manga, as their motives for fighting have been altered. In this anime, both are testing each other to see if their fighting styles match the wounds inflicted on Guise, and come to the realization that none of them did it. In the manga, they both show more hostility towards each other as Kasumi knows that Lei Fei Yan killed Colonel Guise, and Lei Fei Yan was more of a jerk but also angry since his brother just passed away. I'm not sure if the brother character will be shown in this adaptation, since the anime confirms Lei Fei Yan is dying, so adding a deceased brother in this storyline will probably be too much. Just like the manga, Yu Ling shows up to stop the fight, warning them of the nearby German army. The major difference that I just barely noticed is Yu Ling doesn't have a ponytail as seen in the manga. I guess this was done to make her look more like Yuria, despite both characters having very different roles. Since they're not angry at each other in this version, it's understandable why certain pieces of the scene are changed, but I do miss the line of, "She's my wife." Since there's no real distrust among the three, the scene doesn't feel as powerful as the source material, but instead shows a sadder tone as the episode continues. There's a good quote from Yu Ling who agrees with Lei Fei Yan that you can protect lives with strength, but not hearts, showing that Lei Fei Yan doesn't have the parenting skills and what Erika really needs is love. One of the few jokes that I actually liked in Blue Sky was the bit of the German army licking their knives. This is quite common in North Star among bandits, but what makes it funny is they actually cut themselves while trying to look cool. However, the anime version makes a longer scene with the German and the French armies. We're supposed to be rooting for the French in this confrontation, but it just comes off as kinda dumb with how the conflict escalates between the two. Then again, this reinstates a precursor to the eventual commonplace thug of 1990X. The episode features Guise's funeral, which feels a bit watered down, leaving me a little conflicted. I prefer the reasoning how he died in this Regenesis anime, but I think his death scene was more powerful in the manga. In the manga version, since Guise was foolishly killed by Lei Fei Yan, Guise was still breathing, so Kasumi Kenshiro was able to share some last words with him. Guise then looks at fireworks and the city he was attempting to make a safe haven for the Jews as he closes his eyes. The manga will later feature a more formal funeral in a church. In the anime version, since Guise was already dead, when Kasumi found him, the only option left was to go straight to the church. Differences continue since the focus of this series is less on the mafia. This page would feel out of place in this adaptation, so it was removed. This page is swapped for a brief fight flashback with Yasaka and Guise. The anime then concludes with Lei Fei Yan remembering his first meeting with Erika, whose mother was dying after being attacked by the Nazis. Lei Fei Yan asks Erika, "Why aren't you crying? Your mother's dead." Erika replies, "I won't cry. I promised Mom I wouldn't cry, no matter how hard things got. Mom always said she loved my smile." Lei Fei Yan then requests Erika to stay by her mother's side for a bit longer since she's still warm, and then manly tears start flowing from his eyes. The flashback ends with a storm as Lei Fei Yan coughs blood. This episode had a really somber tone, so there's definitely a goal here. We had a funeral caused by mysterious assailants, a young girl who's being hunted by the Nazis, and a dying bodyguard. The final scene did a good job conveying its emotions, so I have hope that the story will turn out well, despite being different from the manga. I also wish we get a more Kasumi Kenshiro focused episode soon, since I don't think we've seen much from his perspective as this story arc is starring Lei Fei Yan and Erika. So far, the anime has a little rough start, but with 22 episodes left, it could improve. The same can be said for a real fight, as there hasn't been much to showcase its animation. Currently, I still have faith for Fist of the Blue Sky Regenesis to become a good anime adaptation. See you next time with Lupin the Third Part 5.
お前たちに今日を生きる資格はない。